Today we're going into Elemiah, a shem angel associated with discoveries and travel. Travel, expeditions, discoveries. This shem angel seems to be associated mostly with travel. This idea of movement or travel or a journey. Again, maritime expeditions, things like that. Interestingly, according to Lazar Lanane's Les Sciences Kabbalistiques, which is this text right here, this shem angel also helps with spiritual torment, and so this angel also helps with spiritual torment and revealing the names of traitors. So if you think someone might have betrayed you, you could also, according to this text, discover who the person is, who did something, who betrayed. So to discover the names of traitors, and also spiritual torment. So spiritual torment could mean different things depending on someone's spiritual background. It could mean anything from dealing with a crisis or dealing with, any kind of spiritual torment or issues that you're dealing with. Now, this is all according to Les Sciences Kabbalistiques. I talk a lot about the shem angels in my video, and I try to give an accurate picture and one that is as historical as I'm able to provide and as accurate as I'm able to provide. And I try to repeatedly state my sources so that people know where to look things up for themselves. Now, these are the qualities of this shem angel according to the science of Kabbalah. Now, if you look at the dating of the text, 1823. 1823. This book was published in 1823 in French, Les Sciences Kabbalistiques, 1823. So I really like this book, The Science of Kabbalah. I highly recommend it. I think if you want to work with the shem angels, it's a good book to have. Again, many people, however, they view the whole tradition through the lens of this book. And while it is an important text, one that I highly recommend, I think we also need to keep in mind that this is just a late 19th century text. This is one man's opinion. But the offices are very widely used. The offices that he provides in this book are what I use, what many people use with great success. We've never had a problem using these offices. So this text is very useful for the office of the angel. So prior to this very late text, basically to work with the shem angels and to understand them, you had the name. You could contemplate the degrees of the zodiac, because according to Agrippa, they govern the quinaries, according to the 3 books of occult philosophy. And you had the divine attribute in Psalm verse. The divine attribute in Psalm verse first appear in Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Egyptiacus. So this was published in 1654. So this is from the 17th century, Oedipus Egyptiacus by Athanasius Kircher. Here we have the divine attribute in Psalm verse. By the way, we need to read those for this angel as well. So prior to the publication of this book, prior to that time, when people are trying to work with the shem angels, they would have the name, 5 degrees of the zodiac, Psalm verse, divine attribute, and they would turn these in their mind. And by contemplating all of these qualities, they were able to discover the angel, or to contemplate these qualities. They can come to understand the energies embodied within that angel. So, however, This text introduces very elaborate offices for each angel. What are his sources? Honestly, we don't know, but many people use the offices from this text, and they seem to work marvelously well. So that is just basically quoting the source. So today we are looking at the science of Kabbalah, okay? And we're also looking at Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Egyptiacus. So, moving to the 17th century source material on this angel, Elemiah. What is the divine attribute embodied in this angel? The divine attribute embodied in this angel is Deus absconditus. That is hidden God. Now, what does that mean? The divine attribute is hidden God. Hidden God. What does that mean? What does it mean that the divine attribute, the divine quality embodied in this angel is the hidden God? Very interesting. Governs 15 to 20 degrees of Aries. But it's much more than just the quinary of the zodiac. That's just one of its many qualities. The divine attribute is hidden God. The psalm verse for this angel seems to have to do with return. So let's take a look at this psalm verse here. All right. I love if there's any way that I can just provide a little extra info for people, somehow help people that want to work with these angels. I mean, that is such a privilege. The divine attribute is hidden God. The psalm verse, Psalm 6, verse 4. Return, O Lord, deliver my soul, O save me for thy mercy's sake. Return, O Lord, deliver my soul, O save me for thy mercy's sake. Some people have issues with some of these Judeo-Christian elements, psalm verses, things like that. Well, the thing is, people can work with these angels any way that they would like. However, I try to focus on the history and the lore, and then people can pick that apart and do with that what they want for their own practice. But traditionally, this psalm verse is associated with the angel. Return, O Lord, deliver my soul, O save me for thy mercy's sake. The office, according to Lazar Linane. Now we're jumping up to 1823. Okay, this is Lazar Linane's Les Sciences Kabbalistiques. Now we're about to read the office. This angel rules, this genius rules travel and maritime expeditions. Maritime as in the sea or ocean. So you think of someone exploring on the sea. Rules travel and maritime expeditions and influences useful discoveries. The person born under this influence will be industrious, happy in his undertakings, and passionate about travel. Again, travel seems to be a big focus here. Maritime expeditions. Not many of us are going on a sea adventure, on an expedition on a boat, okay? Not many of us are doing that. But that's what this angel governs. Journey, travel, discovery, okay? Also, according to Lazar Linane, discovering the names of enemies or traitors. So that's pretty interesting. And then also spiritual torment. So whether you're going through a spiritual dry, let's say you're going through a spiritual dry period. Let's say you're going through that dreaded Apophis phase, as it's often referred to in modern magic. That dark night. Let's say that you're having a spiritual dry period or whatever type of spiritual crisis that you're going through. You can call upon this angel. So, spiritual torment. This angel helps for travel for knowing the names of who it is that's harming you, or the names of traitors, more or less. And then also any kind of travel, discovery. So this is the office. So we take all of these things together and we kind of get an idea of the angel. So we have the name. So we piece all of this together, okay? So we have the name, Elemiah. We have the degrees of the zodiac, 15 to 20 degrees of Aries. We have the divine attribute embodied in the angel, hidden God. And we have the psalm verse, return, O Lord, deliver my soul, O save me for thy mercy's sake. And again, we have the office, rules travel, rules travel and discoveries and things like that. Okay, discovery, expeditions, journeys, travels, and also learning the names of traitors or perhaps hidden enemies. So we take all of these things together, we can get an idea of the angel. Now, there are three main ways to work with shem angels or any other spirits, as I like to classify it. With the shem angels, there are three methods. One of these is magic. Magic. This is what most people will think of when they think of angel magic, shem angel magic. Okay, so you're going to perform a ritual. You might use a scrying device, light candles, incense. You may use some kind of scrying stone to try to communicate with the angel. So there are various methods that you can use, conjurations, things like that. So that's one. Two, there is prayer, just simple prayer. So we need to keep in mind that there are many people that work with the shem angels that they're not going to do a big ritual. They may not want to do a big elaborate ritual. They just want to say a little prayer. Call the angel's name, recite a psalm verse, give your petition, light a candle. That's it. Now, where do you divide the line between prayer and magic? That's actually a pretty good question to reflect on. Where do you draw the line between prayer and magic? Something to think about. 3. The third and final form that I'll talk about here is the contemplative method. So we have prayer, ritual, contemplation. The contemplative method would be to contemplate, like I said, turn these things in the mind, thinking of moving back and forth between the divine attribute, what does this mean, thinking of the psalm verse, and moving back and forth, kind of building this, using the contemplative approach to kind of create kind of an internal contact with the angel. Perhaps you may look upon, that's funny I said it that way, you might behold and look upon with thine eyes, sacred shem angel talisman or a shem angel pentacle that you've drawn. In a previous video, I talked about how to do that. So, that's basically it with this angel. We're going to cycle through these angels and lots more stuff is going on. And I just wanted to plug, and we'll do a quick little thing. I just wanted to plug real quick. I'm going to have a tarot course. We're going to be cycling through the tarot. We're going to be gradually working through the major arcana of the Thoth deck as a separate thing. That's just for my Patreon subscribers. So those that subscribe to my Patreon, there'll be that tarot course coming up. And then I also wanted to announce that, of course, I will be doing more videos with Agrippa. Oh, back to the angel. This angel, I'm actually running a little late with this video because this angel... there are different ways to use timing or no timing, depending on what you prefer. Following the sun through the tropical zodiac like I do, this is actually the last day. However, people can work with these angels at any time. You don't have to follow a particular timing. Also, there's the 20-minute cycle. The famed 20-minute cycle for working with the shem angels. Some people use no timing. But following the sun through the zodiac, today is the last day for Elemiah. Okay? Today is the last day. And then tomorrow, we'll be working with the next shem angel. So we're cycling through the Shem HaMepharesh, y'all. This is, yeah, it's great stuff, y'all. All right, and I actually have an appointment, so we're going to have to wrap this up quickly. If you would like to do this with me, it's going to have to be really quick because I do have an appointment. We're going to say the angel's name, Elemiah, Elemiah, Elemiah. Say the angel's name with me, Elemiah, Elemiah, Elemiah. Okay? We're establishing contact by saying the name. We're using the prayer method, more of the prayer method to make contact. Almia, Almia, Almia. Say the angel's name with me. Say it with me, y'all. Almia, Almia, Almia. I'm now going to recite the psalm verse, which traditionally goes with its call. Return, O Lord, deliver my soul, O save me for thy mercy's sake. All right. Now, we think of something within the office of the angel. Is there anything that you need that relates to travel? If not you, is there anything that relates to a loved one, a friend, someone that you know and care about that's going to be going on a journey or travel? Perhaps you can ask for something to deal with that travel, for safety or a prosperous or successful trip, whatever else. You could also, I try to stay more so with the office. I try not to stretch them, but if you would like to experiment, you could, it does mention discovery. Okay. Maybe you can use this as metaphorical, like exploration and discovery. So that's up for you to decide how you want to use these offices. Or how are you wanting to work with this angel? Okay, so we need to think of something related to this angel. And it's funny. It's so funny, y'all. I really didn't know exactly what I wanted. And right at that minute, I know exactly. That's perfect. I know exactly what I'm going to ask for. Okay, so we've called upon the angel. Now we just state our petition real quick. So we've called on the angel, Elemiah, 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 Elemiah. Okay, now we're going to ask the angel. Y'all that are doing this at home, feel free to do this with me. I'm going to ask the angel for my request. I always think it's good to ask for the blessings of the angel at the end. It's what I do, and just be receptive to the positive, beneficial energies of the angel. So I like to ask for the blessings of the angel, and then I just sit there receptive and just allow myself to receive any kind of energy or beneficial energies from the angel. And during this time, I encourage you to be open to any kind of thoughts, images, or anything that may come to your mind as a communication. Of course, having the mind open to the possibility of such a thing, while also not necessarily taking anything that you receive as literally real, but just being open. Okay, so now we ask for the blessing of the angel, and we put ourselves in a receptive state to receive blessing, healing energies of the angel, and then we listen for any impressions or thoughts or ideas. Okay, so let's do it. Let's see. So just sit at home and why did I say? Just y'all that are sitting at home, just right now we're just going to sit in a receptive state and just be open to the presence of the energies of the angel, okay? And listen for any thoughts or ideas that may come to the surface, y'all. So let's take a few moments to do that together. All right, so that is it. Now we come to the end part. We give it the license to depart. Elimya, we thank you, and we thank you, Elimya, for passing this time with us, and we bid you peacefully depart. Goodbye and farewell. Goodbye and farewell. I think it's very important when working with any spirit or entity to always bid it peacefully depart. Now, that does not mean that the energies aren't still working. The energies, the powers are still working. Okay? But it's just kind of a sometimes unwritten rule in magic and just kind of understood. But I do have an appointment, so unfortunately I had to make it really quick today. Well, 30 minutes. It was a 30-minute video or so, I think. But so today we worked with Almia, and and we have the next shem angel coming up tomorrow. We're going to go into that, and there's lots of more material to come. And those of you that are just now tuning in, I'm about to end, but this is all going to process, and you'll get the whole thing. And there's more material to come, more stuff coming out tomorrow. And I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. And thank you, everyone, for jumping in, hopping in to say hello. And hope everyone has a great day today. Thank you, everyone. And I will see y'all in the next video. All right. Bye, y'all.